the October community call. We are doing this after a little bit of a gap, as the last few months have been quite happening with the unique community and all of the team members. So welcome everyone. This is a unique network community call. We are hosting this on Twitter Spaces this time for a wider participation. Today, we have quite a packed agenda and a very interesting lineup of speakers, some external speakers, to just showcase what we've been up to in the last couple of months. We'll kick off with an update from our CEO, Alexander Mitrovic, and then a few updates from Greg, our CTO. We will then have our guest speakers who we will introduce as we get started talking to them. So without taking any more time, Alex, I will pass it on to you to give us a high-level update, and then we'll go over to Greg.
Thanks, Charu. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for the big turnout. Honestly, unexpected, but I'm very encouraged by this. So, to give you kind of an overview of how it kind of looks like from where we sit, the market for NFTs and in general and in Polkadot specifically is going through a very kind of dark period of the bear market. I think that, the activity everywhere in the blockchain space is very low. And in Polkadot, that is very kind of visible, how little kind of action is happening everywhere. And that is, to be expected at this stage of the bear market. We are feeling that we are hoping that this year is going to kind of come to the end, and then that we'll get back to kind of a bull market territory, hopefully next year, but those are hopes. So what do you do kind of valuable when the traction in the market is so low? So we are doing two things. One is we are continuing to establish our leadership in the NFT space in Polkadot in general. As we have launched the network, we are kind of, we have established ourselves, firmly in top 10 among Polkadot parachains in terms of the traction on it. And those are data we're collecting now, and we will kind of publish as soon as Parity has official kind of data sources published. But these data is types, active accounts, number of accounts, number of transactions on chain, et cetera, et cetera. In terms of NFT space, we are solidly among top 3 because both Moonbeam and Astar have been kind of very active in the space from the very beginning. They started earlier, so in terms of pure numbers, we're catching up with them. I hope by the end of the year we'll catch up. But technically, what we are doing is a couple of important things. One is something that you may have noticed. We have put forward the proposal for NFT XCM in the Polkadot ecosystem. We have been working on that since beginning of this year. Parity has not kind of did not want to work on that at all, so we took on leadership there, and we are basically getting close to launching the proof of concept of that. We should do that hopefully in November. That happens, and we're doing that with Akala, where we will have the Polkadot's first NFT XCM transaction done. That is a very tough technically and organizationally project, but it is necessary for, well, first of all, for Polkadot to deliver on its promise. Actually, it turns out that it's not only NFTs, there are some other types of transactions that are missing in XCM. Mm, that kind of others have pointed out too. So we'll see if we include that in our scope or somebody else does that. But basically, what you can expect to happen is in November we do the proof of concept, and then we launch the proposal on Treasury to fund the development of things that need to happen for the full scale solution to be kind of working for everybody in the ecosystem. As part of that exercise, we're doing inventory of everything everybody is doing in Polkadot. It's a very messy and a kind of a fractionalized, technically and community-wise ecosystem. There is no Polkadot NFTs. There is like 10 different kind of ecosystems and technical solutions to that. So we're trying to put an order to that, and as a result, hopefully give Polkadot some kind of external clarity in terms of when others come to Polkadot to understand what it means NFTs and Polkadot and how to go about them. Right now, it's a very confusing picture. Even business development people at Parity have been telling this to us, and we've been trying to educate them. But considering that the decentralization kind of that is about to happen from Parity kind of giving up on those functions, then it's not really clear who to educate, but we'll educate the public in terms of what NFTs and Polkadot ecosystem are. And then second thing that we are working on is a performance. Kaiman might tell you a little bit about it today. I'm not sure how much he will reveal today, but we are working on something very, very exciting. And with Forever Has Fallen, we have found an ideal ecosystem project to showcase what you can do on Unique Network, how powerful it can be. So again, I'm not sure how much Kaiman wants to reveal now, so I'll leave it to him, and then basically expect in November, and then in December some big kind of news and announcements. So that follow that. It's going to be very, very interesting. For the first time, people are going to understand why on earth somebody will want to do NFTs and Polkadot. So those are kind of technical things we are doing, and we are focusing on to make sure that, first of all, in bear market, you build. And you build kind of to make sure that the tech you have is better than anybody else's. And that's what we are that's what we built, that's what we're driving for. And I think that the things I mentioned will kind of serve as proof of that. At the same time, what we as a team are focusing on is trying to figure out, okay, so what happens in the next bull run? What happens with NFTs? How do they become really adopted in the next wave? Okay, there will be a number of waves for adoption, and that will happen just like internet was adopted over years and years and years and dozens of years. Same thing with NFTs. So we're trying to focus on what happens in the next wave, and what we're doing is a number of experiments with innovative, first of all, infrastructure which we provide, which we have done, and then innovative solutions and use cases. So you have seen the first of that with composable NFTs. So I think Eduardo is listening. He has done a very cool solution for composable NFTs. Won the hackathon on that, I guess, and very deservingly so, because what you can do with that, with Unique as a base and his solution, is you can take and do composable NFTs, like in minutes. This is something that some big projects, I think Doodle was the name, it takes months to do on Ethereum and EVM chains. Here, things, because the solutions are ready, you can do it in minutes. And the Bunnies project was kind of the showcase for that. What we would like to do now is dive deeper in that direction, both with just composable NFTs, but also with other innovations we bring on board, and do a series of showcases for that. So get people to talk about unique network Polkadot as a kind of place to do what's next in NFTs. And we have already attracted actually a few kind of very innovative projects. We're working with some cultural projects that use NFTs as loyalty membership cards. They just people just scan QR codes whenever something is happening, and then they register as a member of the club, and then they get a very exclusive kind of pre-sale invitations to exclusive events and things like that. We will talk more about that publicly in the next few weeks, as there's kind of big event happening at the end of October that will cover in media types. So those are kinds of things that we will be looking to do, both from the technical side, so solutions that are for innovative things and doing with NFTs, like dynamic NFTs, composable bundles, etc., and then we'll try to work with the community to figure out how best to use these types of solutions, and so that the community kind of gets to take a look and see how those things can work, and we jointly, as a bigger community, kind of have an idea and spread the idea of the next generation of NFT use cases, so that when big companies start coming in, they'll have something to see. And what they will be able to see is ready tech, ready solutions, examples, etc., so that they understand how easy, effective, and beneficial it is to work with Unique. There are already some kind of positive things happening there, nothing to brag about, nothing to kind of publicly talk about, but we're already seeing, very favorable feedbacks from some of the kind of bigger projects that really like what we have done, that really like the tech, that really like the solutions and so on. And actually, the feedback we are getting so far is that the only thing we are lacking is access to big funding that those projects usually are accustomed, that others are offering. Just to be clear, when somebody comes to Polygon, they give them, $500,000, $1 million to build, to do something on Polygon. That's very hard to compete if you don't have $1 million to give to those. So, we are focusing on projects that are not kind of spoiled that way, but we have so far, in a few projects where we competed, we have received extremely positive feedback, but they said, okay, at the end of the day, we have to have a lot of money to kind of to launch this, and Polkadot does not offer that. We have we have great stuff to build that stuff, but Polkadot is not giving big support for big projects, and even those things that they started doing, they're stopped now because of decentralization. So we'll have to kind of figure out the best way how to deal with that over the next months. But I'm pretty sure that with the technical capabilities we have, and the step-by-step approach we are kind of outlining in really innovative things, that we will be able to get enough traction to to kind of really stand out. As I said, we are already solidly in the top 10 among parachains, and with some of the things we're even in top 5. I want us, next year to be in the top 5. And with time, that traction will translate into the valuation and everything else. So without further ado, I hope that that's enough for me. Happy to answer more questions towards tail end, but I want to make sure that others have time to respond, to address the audience.
Thank you, Alex. And very quickly, so that's actually very helpful and very much in line with our rest of the agenda as well. Time to build, and that's what we'll highlight later. But before that, Greg, any other updates from you? Alex mentioned the XCM proposal. Beyond that, any updates from you? We're excited to hear.
Hey, yes, thanks, Charu. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
All right. I'll jump a little deeper into the updates that Alex just talked about. But first of all, I want to talk about the governance. This is so long-awaited feature that we've been waiting for a few months, and it opens quite a few possibilities for us. We are looking for governance process to be deployed so that we can integrate with Moonbeam. And maybe we can integrate later on with Asset Hub and more parachains. Also, some centralized exchanges are waiting for us to remove pseudo so that they can list us. So this is very important update, and we have just delivered governance to Quartz last week. Then next thing that we're going to do is to disable pseudo, because for safety, as a safety measure, we didn't disable it right away. And next thing that's going to happen within the next 2 or 3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks, we're going to deploy the same thing on Unique. So we're going to be fully decentralized. This is a very important step. Just to reiterate, this is a very important step towards further decentralization and pseudo removal. We're going to be making important decisions on every Quartz update, every Unique update collectively. Everybody's who has Unique Air or Quartz tokens will be able to vote. Actually, you are able to vote today if you want to look at the governance tab in Apps UI. You can vote today and either say yes or no to upcoming transactions. So with Aquala and Unique NFT proof of concept, like Alex mentioned, this is another very important topic to cover. It's we are actually building the proof of concept that will allow us to transfer NFTs between Aquala and Unique. And actually, it's going to run first on Charu and Quartz because we're using Quartz as a test network here, so because it's a parachain and a wild cousin, so it makes sense to do all our experiments on it. And we are gonna we're working on this right now as we speak, and hopefully in a few weeks we're gonna see the first transfers. Another interesting thing that came out of the performance testing that Alex mentioned is weight optimization. We were underperforming. We discovered that we were underperforming in our minting process. If we for now, we're able to create only so many NFTs per block, per transaction or per block, and this number can be dramatically improved. We are going to publish the results soon. So this is why I'm not exactly naming any numbers or results right now. But watch for the publications, and you're going to see interesting things. We're going to be talking there about. Last but not least thing to talk about is the Polkadot 1.0 update. Polkadot released the update, and our engineers have had a look at what changed, and everything makes sense. We're gonna adapt, and we're gonna use the 1.0 update in our next releases that are upcoming to Quartz and Unique. Thanks, Charu. That's all for me.
Thank you, Greg. So, yeah, those are important updates around governance, around more data that's coming. We will be sharing. So, thank you, Greg. And now moving to the second segment of the call with our external speakers. Before that, a very quick update on some of the key events Unique Network participated in September and August as well. We were at the Korea Blockchain Week and Token 2049 in Singapore. The highlight of, we of course shared all of the updates regularly on Twitter, and you may have seen our participation. But the highlight of those events were working together with Angel Hack on the Polkadot Asia Pacific Hackathon and the Polkadot Relayers program. And for that, we have our speaker, Trish from Angel Hack, join us today. Thank you so much, Trish, for joining us at the community call. And first of all, a huge shout out to Angel Hack for creating these two initiatives that have brought to surface very interesting developer activity on Unique Network. So welcome, Trish, and give us a little introduction about yourself, about Angel Hack, and your focus towards Polkadot.
Hi, thanks Charu and everyone for having us here today. So I'm Trisha. I'm actually one of the team members in the ecosystem growth team at Angel Hack. We are basically like your DevRel partner. I think we're founded since 2012, but we've been working with Polkadot since 2021, and that actually started with our very first APAC hackathon that we did for the ecosystem itself. So I think our main focus in Polkadot, because just from this call alone, right, I think we see a lot of very dedicated builders and ecosystem community members, not just within Unique Network, but in Polkadot itself, always coming together and sharing insights and how we can make the ecosystem better. I would say our main focus is how can we continue contributing and creating relevant initiatives and relevant programs that can give people that safe space and the chance and the opportunity to connect and share these ideas. I think without the support of the parachains as well as Unique Network, whom has been a very, very big and great partner to work with, we wouldn't be able to advance the ecosystem so far, right? And I think that is actually one of our key focuses for not just 2024, but hopefully in the years to come as well. Yeah. I hope that was a good introduction.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trish. Thanks. And no, it's been great working with you and the rest of the team on the Asia Pacific Hackathon, first of all. And we had two very interesting winners from the overall theme categories. Eduardo is listening in, and Eduardo made a very cool presentation on Nessie in Korea at the Polkadot social event on how simple it can be to create NFTs sort of in a very beautiful user interface. So that's something that was a highlight for us at the event. So Eduardo, thank you. And we will have you on the Twitter Spaces when we talk about the hackathon. There's lots to share and about Nessie as well. The other interesting winner was Loop NFT, the music platform that used Unique Network blockchain for NFTs and music. And we continue to speak with them on a regular basis, and we will have them on the show as well at some point. So, Trish, I think those were very interesting. And not only the winners, I also had the opportunity to speak to a lot of other projects that had sort of applied for the Relayers program on the Unique Parachain, and there's some really amazing ideas. It was very hard, I'm sure, for the Angel Hack team and us to choose the two winners who we have on the community call today. But thanks to the Relayers program, we have a lot of very cool projects who will be interacting with the community soon enough, I would say. So, Trish, thanks for that. And going forward, would you have a quick update or an insight into what are you planning for the next year, or what are the learnings you take from the events this year and bring them on for next year for the Polkadot ecosystem?
Yeah, thanks, Charu. I think that was a really good wrap up. I think moving into 2024, our biggest learnings for this year, I would say, will really be to engage, I think, different types of communities and different types of builders across Polkadot, right? And I mean, just looking at Unique Network, your community call here, you have about 100 plus people in attendance, and each of you guys, have unique needs and wants, right? So given that, how can we actually localize the program? I mean, I use the word localize in a very layman term, but essentially, how can we actually customize each program to be, more tailored towards the parachain's needs, right? And of course, the community that is surrounding and backing these parachains. I would say for 2024, we are still in the midst of planning, so I can't share too much. But if you guys are interested to find out more about the two teams that Unique Network has picked for the Relayers program, I think the showcase day is happening in about 10 days from now on the 26th of October. So do DM me if you need more details or if you'd like to join us, because I think it's a I guess a private event of sorts. Yeah, so if you need details, just let me know. I will send you the link to RSVP.
Awesome, thanks, Trish, and really glad to hear that the next year you will be focusing more and increasingly more focus on parachains, because that aligns with the overall mission of Polkadot and driving user growth and adoption. So thanks for sharing that. And on that note, you mentioned the demo day. I will welcome the next two speakers, Cayman Lycos from Forever Has Fallen and Craig Bromberg from Hobsy. I'm really excited to have both of you on here. You're both winners of the Polkadot Relayers program organized by Angel Hack. It was a really tough call, but both your projects made the mark, and we were very excited to meet you in person in Singapore, and wish you all the best for the demo day. So, Kimin, if you are on now and can unmute yourself, say a quick hello to the community, and we will dive right into Forever Has Fallen.
G'day, community from Australia, where it's just about to turn midnight.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thanks for making it. I won't hold you for too long, but okay. So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about Forever Has Fallen and also your experience in Singapore meeting with the rest of the team and the Angel Hack team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're trying to achieve is to be the Netflix of Web3 entertainment. So we can, if you look at the history of storytelling from, when we were finger painting in caves, all the way through to, the last great interruption or disruption of entertainment, which was Netflix, stories remain sort of very linear, one-way experiences. And so what we've done is we've created a new type of escapism, which is basically, story-driven metaverses where you have online experiences with hundreds of immersive adventures that you can explore. And our first production, Forever Has Fallen, has you as a bounty hunter searching for the truth behind crimes against humanity, as you're helping a tech billionaire on the run to prove his innocence.
Amazing. Yeah, that's some compelling storytelling. And what I liked was you didn't say anything about blockchain or NFTs. That's what we want. And so, Kimin, there was an interesting comment you made on the conversation that Angel Hack posted with you. It was a little interview that they posted, and we shared that with the community as well. You talk about new ways to monetize IP and explain to us that concept a little bit more in the context of NFTs and Forever Has Fallen.
Yeah, something I've been very passionate about for many years is different models and how you stay true to those models, and then applying a brand and creating a brand to those models. And I found that what you've got to be is absolutely true to a certain authentic value. What you intend, what's the intent of what you want to achieve. So what we want to achieve with Forever Has Fallen is to be able to involve our fans in every aspect. So if we want to be different to other entertainment models which have moats around their IP, high walls on their IP. If you want to make a Spider-Man website or a Superman T-shirt, you'd have the owners of those IP coming after you and suing you. But all you're doing as a fan really is just showing your love for that particular IP. So what we want to achieve with Forever Has Fallen is to provide our fans with every opportunity to not only show and share their love of the IP that we've created, but also to be able to benefit and get rewarded for that love and showing that love. So this extends to things like a ticketing system where, one fan can have 3 tickets that they can either sell or give away. And that goes to this cryptic experimentation, which I won't speak too much about, but basically, we want to be able to test, what's the scalability and speed of Polkadot, and the early results are very encouraging. But then, we'll also have a marketplace where fans will be able to create merchandise for other fans and sell to other fans, and then have a utilization around our economy and with our NFTs. And we really want to keep the whole NFT and crypto and all that sort of stuff. We want to keep that under the hood. First and foremost, it's about having fun. It's about being entertained and escapism in a very different way to anyone's ever experienced before. We've had 2,000 fans test it out, and it's been a great experience for all people, and we've got some fantastic feedback.
Amazing. Thanks, Kim. And so it's interesting to see that how in the last 1 or 2 years, we're focused on NFTs, the success of NFTs rested on sort of flash mob success of one-time airdrop and that being tagged as IP monetization. But how you are looking at IP monetization is a long-term sustainable sort of business models and revenue models that drive and deliver community engagement. You mentioned 2,000 users, market validation from 2,000 users. Who are they, and what have they experienced so far?
Yeah, so we tested a go-to-market plan with a mixture of advertising, and then we had sort of like you could call it an Easter egg hunt with NFT fans. And so we drew the audience from a variety of different places. And it was kind of really, really scary because, no one's ever created entertainment like this before. So my biggest concern and worry was, because I'd put a fair amount of money and effort into this, was maybe it sucks, maybe people don't enjoy it, and maybe it's not fun, and, maybe I've just wasted my time and money, and maybe my wife was correct and, I am an idiot. So thankfully, that all turned out not to be true. People really enjoyed the story. I mean, it's a great story. It's an audio story that you listen to. You're given a clue. That clue leads into this rabbit hole of different online experiences, and you can interact with characters on social media, and there's Easter eggs to find, and you're able to, solve challenges. And as you solve those challenges, you're able to earn rewards. And in the future, we want those rewards to be, digital collectibles and blockchain-related collectibles as well.
Great. Thanks, Kim. And again, I would say that what I really like about how you're talking about Forever Has Fallen is there's no mention of blockchain or wallets. It's pure fun, pure entertainment, and pure engagement. So that's so refreshing to hear, because it at the end of it is about that. And the last question, I'll come to what Alex mentioned. What would you like to share with the community around all the work that you've been doing in the background leading up to the demo day around unique capabilities? Are you ready to share anything yet, or shall we wait for the demo day?
Yeah, I think we should really wait for the demo day. The experimentation that's been going on with the crew, is very encouraging. As we all know, dealing with blockchain, NFTs and crypto and, exchanging things can be a bit of a pain. Thanks to our ticketing system, it seems like we've created a challenge which is going to prove out, just how powerful and fast Polkadot can be. So we've got some pretty good goals that we want to achieve, and I really don't want to make those goals public, but that they are ambitious for sure. But it all goes to the creation of a ticketing system where fans can sell tickets to other fans and get the lion's share of that reward. We would only be taking a 20% commission from a $10 ticket. And also, I just want to, in light of other, things like Axie Infinity, where there's been Ponzi type style schemes, that's going to be a flat price. We don't want any auctions or any of those kinds of things going on, because it's about having fun. It's about getting into the game. It's about being part of a community. And that's probably one of the most rewarding things I saw was, on Discord, we had, genuine friendships form between fans as they helped each other and worked with each other. And then you could see, there was some good conversations happening. So, yeah, I'm really excited about where this can go. I think we've got some great ingredients, and I'm extremely happy that we were chosen by Unique Network. It certainly seems like we've backed and we're on the right horse.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Kim. And once again, congratulations and good luck for your journey through the Relayers program. We're all looking forward to the demo day. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Craig. We are finally on call. Homsy, very good morning to you. And you're dialing in from New York?
I am. This is direct from New York. It's a beautiful sunny day here, a little chilly, but it's quite lovely. And I'm very happy to be here and meet the community.
Amazing. Thanks, Craig. And congratulations to you as well for making it through the Relayers program. And tell us about Homsy. Tell the community about Homsy and what was the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that residential real estate is broken. Prices are increasing no matter what we do. Mortgage rates are increasing no matter what we can do. The market is gridlocked. Nobody wants to move. And I don't know if people read the Wall Street Journal, but today, the Wall Street Journal, as its lead editorial, basically struck out against the National Association of Realtors. Now, this is the most conservative newspaper in the United States, the most business-focused newspaper in the United States. The National Association of Realtors is the second largest lobby in the United States. And they basically came out against the National Association of Realtors and for the criterion to basically get rid of buyer's brokers. And Homsy really is very much about this idea of democratizing and decentralizing real estate and bringing a greater amount of access and inclusion to people right at the moment of home discovery, when they're searching through listings. Zillow has had a tremendous power in the market because they aggregated listings. But in Zillow itself, the listings themselves are the same as the MLS because Zillow became a member of the MLS. It is essentially a broker at this point. So what we've done essentially is to create a social market for home discovery. And at the core of that is the idea that users are going to create and generate home data. And the way we do that, our secret sauce, is that every room in the house counts, and every amenity, whether it's a closet or a refrigerator or the flooring, counts. They matter to the buyer and they matter to the seller. And instead of trying to centralize all this data, what we are doing is decentralizing it, saying that it can be accessible to anybody as part of what we're doing. So hang on one second.
Craig, your audio is fading on and off. I mean, overall it's okay, but it's fading on and off a bit.
I've heard this before. I can try switching to a different, to a microphone and seeing if that works. Let's see. Is this any better?
Yes.
Are we hearing anything any better? Or let's try maybe the other way. Yeah. How about this? Is this better?
Yeah, this is good as well. Yeah, I can hear you. If it fades again, I'll let you know.
Is it better now?
Yes, perfect. Sounds good.
Okay, great. I don't know what's going on. So, okay. So, the core of this really is about taking the real world asset of your home and turning it into a data asset. We are really creating a real world data asset out of the real world real estate that you own, but not the underlying asset itself. We're not looking to have every house on the blockchain. We're looking to have every piece of data. And we think that there are tens of millions of data points that aren't being addressed, aren't being collected, aren't being used, and that really are critical to helping people create an apples to apples perspective about what their homes really are. So the data is better, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's more in depth, it's more personalized, and so that is really the core of it, and the NFT piece is really critical to this because we are composing your data into a single unitary asset. And that asset is, we call it a home NFT, but you won't even know that you're dealing with an NFT. You'll get keys, they'll go into an account, and then there will be as I think we heard before, from Alex, there will be a capability to essentially have rewards and loyalty programs based upon that are actually usable at retail. So that's fundamentally the point of Homesy. It's to really change the way we think about real estate from being the centralized, broker-driven capability to being something more like LinkedIn for your home, or OkCupid for your home, or something like that.
Got it. Interesting. So, in the light of true ownership of data of your home, how do you see NFTs, especially the NFT capabilities from Unique Network, play a role in that? How is that helping you build out Homesy?
So I think the first thing is just the very notion that all the data in your home can now be collected. And as I mentioned, the secret sauce is rooms. So, each room can actually have its own room NFT that can be actually minted and used offline on decentralized networks. But the main home NFT, where the information, the data is gathered, is fundamentally a single asset that is it's a non-tradable asset on the Homesy blockchain. And so that capability, or on the unique blockchain, I should say, rather. And that is, as I said, it's a composable unitary version of your house. And it has value that has never been explored before. Because today, the real estate agent basically owns your data. You don't own it. They own it and copyright it. And they do a lousy job of creating it. They just do bedrooms and bathrooms. And they don't provide any other data about size of rooms, or the amenities in the rooms, or the relationship of the rooms, or the qualitative dimensions of living in those places. And so here, this composable asset can actually have power, strength, and financial viability. And we think that it's so viable that it will appeal both to agents and to users. So for agents, for example, they may look at this as a lower cost opportunity to promote houses that they're selling. And we will even allow people to buy and sell through us for a small amount of basis points. And if they want to buy directly, person to person, they can also do that. Not with a blockchain asset, with actual real equity. And so we'll do that for under 100 basis points. Essentially, it's fee driven. But the NFTs allow us to jump into an NFT marketing status as well. So for example, our go-to-market strategy is very much based on going to hyper-local areas. So let's take Nashville, for example. I use it frequently. So what agents don't do in places like Nashville is hold events where brokers and users and architects and contractors come together and talk about why a house has specific value. There could be POAPs involved in that. There could be airdrops. There could be bounties that are used to actually give agents a reason to actually bring their users to the platform. It's all about a kind of rewards-based loyalty program at that stage of the game. And it's made possible by having these composable assets, as well as the ability to mint them and put them on other platforms.
Perfect, great. Thanks, Craig. This does sound like a lot of work, and I'm sure you're preparing in the background for the demo day. Is there any other message that you want to leave for the Unique Network community, or you want to share any other exciting news?
Well, the most exciting news was being able to get into this incubator. It's been incredibly a great learning experience, and we're making tremendous headway. And with as you mentioned, Charu, it is a big lift. What we're doing, it is kind of an audacious thing to challenge and disrupt an entire industry. And I think Kaiman with his project is also in some respects challenging an entire industry. And I think for us, the big news that we need to work on, or the big challenge for us, is really community building and testing and validating what we're doing, because we needed to have a platform built. And so our platform is built today, and we're looking to actually create tests in at least 3 cities this year. And so, helping us with, if anybody in the community is interested in helping us work on the community building aspects of what we're doing, that would be great. Awesome to meet members of the community who are really interested in the loyalty and rewards part, or in the NFT composition pieces, or just simply the Web 2.0 stuff of this, which is really at the core of the opportunity.
Amazing. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for that highlight. We will create a place for the community to stay updated with progress on HomeSea, with progress on FHF. Join your individual communities and just stay updated. And that's something that we look forward to sharing. And for the Unique community, this is really the very first introduction, almost the first introduction about the 2 projects, though Kimin has been engaging with the community for a while now. But we will share more as we are close to the demo day, as the project progresses. So it'll be great to have the support of Unique community to both HomeSea and Forever Has Fallen. So we'll continue this conversation coming up. Thanks a lot, Craig and Kimin. I think the last segment of the call today is really looking at questions that we have received from the community. But before I go there, Alex, any other final comments, any observations from what Kimin and Craig shared?
Well, just to put things in perspective for everybody, both projects have been happening for a while, and they are in a stage where they are about to launch either a proof of concept, or kind of looking for a product market fit, as with HomeSea, or with, in case of Forever Has Fallen, is looking for a bigger kind of stepping stone to launch the first game. So these are kind of things that, if happening, they will be both very exciting, very innovative, very interesting, very entertaining, as far as Forever Has Fallen. So, if you're at all looking into how the blockchain space can change things, look at these 2 projects, because, they are changing how things are done. They're creating completely new business models, completely new value creation models, and have strong teams behind them. So feel free to play around with their kind of solutions and stuff they have to offer. That's kind of because we are all about adoption now. So, play with it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alex. So we have a couple of questions from the community, and the first one is about XCM. Does Unique Network plan to open an XCM channel with Moonbeam and use Moonbeam routed liquidity? Now, that's something, Alex, you or Greg, you could address.
Yeah, as easy to answer. Yes, we have been in the process. We have done everything to have an XCM channel with Moonbeam, and the governance changes are the last stepping stone to that, because many parachains do require that pseudo is removed, or that there is democratic governance of the system. So we were that's the last stepping stone. So hopefully, very soon after that, we should kind of turn on the connection and the liquidity, the routed liquidity. That's something indeed interesting to look at. Not sure at what stage kind of will be relevant for everything we do, but we are kind of closely following the stuff that's done on the DeFi stage, because that influences a lot of things we do. We are looking forward to a lot of innovations in this space. We're looking for people to create payment solutions with substrate tokens, for example. That's something we would love to have on our marketplace, or for anybody using us, using any kind of dApps in the ecosystem. How great would it be if there would be a payment solution where actually users can pay, well, either for gas or for assets or for whatever, in whatever substrate token. I don't think it's that far. So if anybody hears about anything, happening in that direction, please let us know, because we'd love to integrate that into the stuff we're doing and our ecosystem is doing. There's a second part of that question, actually, from what I'm seeing in the list of questions. I want to read through that.
Yes. So are there any plans to establish cooperation with companies that operate in the real world? As an option, cooperation with the company Rolls-Royce Motor Cars Limited, so that when purchasing a car, the buyer receives an NFT which will indicate all the details: year of manufacture, model, owner, etc.
Of course, we are doing that already. As I mentioned to you, we have been working on a loyalty, on the kind of community building platform and loyalty program for a producer kind of house. We'll talk more about that again later in October, because it's going to get kind of really interesting. In terms of bigger names, we have been working with Parity Business Development for the last year, kind of to get things going, and we have done quite a few kind of made a lot of progress, but
I do not hear Alex anymore. I do not know if it's just me.
Sorry, my phone keeps turning off, and when that happens, the Twitter, the voice goes off. I'm back. So we have been working with Parity for business development for quite some time on getting some of the bigger companies to do that. It is very challenging because Polkadot is not competitive in that space. We as a team are and as a kind of technical implementation are very competitive, very interesting. Everybody loves us. Everybody loves to work with us, and continues to work with us on a number of things. But some of these bigger deals, they require large funding that, we don't have the weight for that. And Polkadot does not have a mechanism for that to compete. So that has been a kind of a problem from the beginning. They tried to solve it. Now that they're kind of switching to decentralizing things in business development, those things will change again. So we again won't have a mechanism to do that. So that is a big challenge. So to attack the big IP and names, that is something that I'm afraid we'll have to work on step by step to gain kind of gain the credibility and the need to get there. That is something that, right now it looks very bad because, again, Polkadot does not have a mechanism to build that anymore. The types of deals they did this year, a few of them with Kilt, with Deloitte, for example, and with Mythical Games and so on. That was just a few that they succeeded kind of putting through together. But even that capability is kind of going away now. So, I'm a little skeptical on that. Now, but we are working with real world companies. And again, you will hear some examples of that very soon in kind of our blog post and so on.
Great. Thanks, Alex, for the update. There are a couple of more questions. I'll just quickly refine the language and share here in the interest of time. There are a lot of NFT projects out there. How do you integrate only true project? So I guess you mean the person who submitted this question intended to ask, how do we make sure that we work with projects that have some viable outcomes or long-term sustainable missions? So I guess, I mean, a very short answer to that is to identify projects and opportunities through programs like Angel Hack Relayers. And you've just heard from Homesy and Forever Has Fallen. That's one way to identify really good projects. Alex, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, the person who asked this question has stated a very obvious thing. He said a lot of NFT projects are so bullshit. But the thing is, we have from the very beginning said that collectibles as a kind of NFT use case is something that is kind of, it's a very small and a kind of beginner's use case that it's not going to last for long. We said that 3 years ago, when we launched the first testnets and stuff. We said, the collectibles are not the utility for the NFTs that are going to be important in a few years, and that's what's happening. So we are focusing on projects like Homesy, like Forever Has Fallen, where NFTs actually have utility. They serve a purpose. And they solve real problems in something that is not just R&D experimental, but serves the actual purpose of creating valuable data that people can own and trade and utilize, and in case of Homesy, and for entertainment in case of FHF, or there are many other ways that NFTs can be actually have really utility. So that's where we focus on.
Great, thanks. And then we have two more questions, very similar. One is, where do you see Unique in 1 year? What is the general vision for the future and marketing partnerships? More info on governance and future plans to expand the network. So, yeah, Alex, I think just in terms of future 1 year from now and the vision around partnerships.
So we have just completed actually a kind of a strategy review with a team, and we decided for the next year what we do is we put laser focus on two things. One is to establish the order and kind of clear value proposition for Polkadot NFTs in general over there. And that's what we're doing with XCM and kind of number of other things actually we're doing. And then to establish ourselves as a kind of what's next in NFTs. What's the next generation of use cases? What's next generation of technical solutions? What's the kind of what innovations, what real problems can NFTs solve? And the way we're going to do it is we really liked what we have done in the last kind of 3 to 6 months with composable NFTs, with hackathons, with Angel Hack program, and so on. And we're going to do more of that. So identify really innovative use cases and kind of come up with simple, have community and ecosystem come up with simple kind of proof of concept solutions, and then have community play with it and kind of figure out the innovation with it. I think that way, and to start a conversation around the next generation of use cases. So those are things we will focus on. What that will do is establish Unique as the place to go to for whoever wants to build something new, innovative, and deep, and that is certain to give us the ear of many projects, because there's not too many projects out there, let me tell you, who know how to deal with this stuff. So, and even less who actively kind of work on it, talk about it, show examples, do examples, and so on. So that will be the focus.
Great, thanks, Alex. And as Alex mentioned, that we've completed a strategy review, and that's our go-to-market is also a work in progress, and that will define our marketing plans as well for the next year. So I guess this is it for today. Thank you. Thank you, first of all, everyone, for joining the community call, to the entire Unique Network community, to Trish from Angel Hack, Craig from Homesy, came in very late in the night for you, but really appreciate you joining us today. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Alex. And let's stay in touch on the Unique community on Telegram group. If you have any more questions, please feel free to post them there. And be sure to stay tuned to updates from Forever Has Fallen and Homesy. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming up there. Thank you very much once again. Talk to you all soon.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks. Cheers.
Bye.